From honouring cultural legacy to addressing systemic injustice and celebrating community-led healing, this week has seen significant moments across the country. In Sydney, the historic Koori Knockout was officially commemorated with a New South Wales blue plaque recognising over 50 years of sporting and cultural unity. In Queensland, a 17-month inquiry into the state's child protection system has sparked national concern, with advocates urging it to address the crisis level of overrepresentation of Indigenous children in care. Meanwhile, in Katherine, the opening of Strong Bala Minds, a culturally led mental health centre, marks a new chapter in holistic, community-driven well-being, blending cultural wisdom with clinical support in a safe, inclusive space. More of that later. Kaya, I'm Leanne Djilandi Dolby, and this is the National Indigenous Times Daily News Bulletin for the 20th of May 2025. More than 50 years since its humble beginnings in Sydney's inner west, the legacy of Koori Knockout has officially been commemorated with a New South Wales blue plaque at Camdenville Park, the site of the first ever tournament held in 1971. Unveiled on Saturday, the plaque honours the grassroots origins of what has become one of the largest annual gatherings of Aboriginal people in the Southern Hemisphere, often described as a modern-day corroboree. The inaugural competition saw 7 teams including Redfern All Blacks, La Perouse and Whadjuk battle it out as what is known as the New South Wales Aboriginal Rugby League Knockout. It was a vision of 6 young men, Victor Wright, Bob Smith, Bob Morgan, Bill Kennedy, Danny Rose and the late George Jackson, who created a space where Aboriginal players could shine. Speaking at the ceremony, co-founder Uncle Bob Morgan recalled the early days when planning took place at Redfern's Clifton Hotel. The knockout, he said, was more than just football. It was about identity, opportunity, and bringing mob together. We weren't given those opportunities in those days, he said. We want to celebrate community, country, and kin, and show the world we were just as capable as any other person on the planet. What began as a local initiative has now grown into a marquee sporting event on the New South Wales calendar, drawing thousands of spectators and hundreds of players from across the country, including current and former NRL and NRLW stars. This year, Whadjuk Aboriginal Connection will host the 2025 Knockout on Gomeroi country, following their back-to-back win at last year's event in Bathurst. New South Wales Heritage Minister Penny Sharp praised the legacy of Knockout, calling it a celebration of deep cultural connections, identity and resilience. The blue plaque, part of a broader initiative to honour defining moments in New South Wales history, now sits as a permanent reminder of the Knockout's cultural significance and the power of community vision. There are growing calls for Queensland's newly announced child protection inquiry to directly address the severe overrepresentation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children in out-of-home care. The state's LNP government launched a 17-month inquiry on Sunday, promising to uncover long-ignored failures in the child protection system following disturbing findings of widespread abuse, neglect and exploitation in care. Following SNAKE, National Voice for Our Children, says the inquiry risks falling short unless it confronts the systemic disadvantage faced by Indigenous families. Katherine Little, SNAKE CEO and Aranda Liricha woman, said the inquiry's broad terms of reference omit one of the most urgent national issues, the increasing rate of Indigenous children being placed in state care. When our children encounter the system in Queensland, they are more likely to be subjected to serious harm, Miss Little warned. This review must put their safety first and not cost-cutting. Indigenous children are placed in care at 9.3 times the rate of their non-Indigenous peers. A recent census found that 88% of children held in care had suffered neglect and 83% also experienced emotional abuse, and half had experienced physical violence. SNAKE is urging the government to invest in early intervention and culturally safe support systems delivered by Aboriginal community-controlled organisations, which have proven to keep children safer and connected to family and culture. Cape York leader Noel Pearson has backed the inquiry, calling it the most important initiative of 2025. He slammed the former Labor government's failure to implement the bulk of recommendations from the 2013 Carmody Review, calling it a disaster that has led to catastrophic outcomes for vulnerable children, Indigenous and non-Indigenous alike. These kids are victims of bad policy and bad governance performance, Pearson said. But we must act now to make sure that another 100 children don't follow the same path. Premier David Crucifili between the children protection crisis and the rising youth crime in Queensland, saying both must be tackled head on. Monday marked a proud, powerful milestone for Katherine community with the official opening of Strong Bala Minds, a culturally led walk-in mental health space that blends cultural knowledge with clinical care. The service, located in the Katherine Woolworths precinct, is a no wrong door Medicare mental health centre, ensuring that anyone, regardless of their age, background or need, can access support in a welcoming and inclusive environment. By Jawan Association Aboriginal Corporation and inspired by the vision of Banatjal Strong Bala Women Group, Strong Bala Minds is a testament to what's possible when community leadership, lived experience and government collaboration work in partnership. The launch has marked with a heartfelt smoking ceremony and storytelling, bringing together elders, community members, service partners to honour the space and the journey behind it. Country is medicine, said Jawan chairperson Lisa Mumbin. Our old ways can support us with healing and well-being. Strong Bala's Minds provides a unique blend of clinical and cultural care, from access to mental health professionals and telehealth to on-country healing programs, cultural support groups, and seasonal wellness activities. Services include immediate help for individuals, families and carers, culturally appropriate men's and women's mental health supports, a sensory regulation room, and this also includes cultural and clinical care planning, and also referrals to things that are important such as housing, employment, health and social support networks. Lazarus Mambalu, cultural lead of men's programs, spoke of the importance of balance. It takes time, it takes understanding, and it takes the balance of Western ways and cultural ways. Backed by the NT Primary Health Network, the Department of Health and Aged Care, and local organisations like Team Health, Strong Bala Minds is more than just a service. It's a symbol of healing, community strength, and cultural sovereignty. As the service begins its journey, the message is simple and powerful. Healing is here and everyone is welcome. And that is today's Daily News Roundup from the National Indigenous Times. For more news, head to nit.com.au and sign up for our free newsletter.